What's up, guys? We are live with Toaru podcast number 14, the Railgun side story special. As we are a bit late for covering this because the volume was fully translated like a month ago, I think. But we are here to discuss the 15th anniversary side story that was announced when the 15th anniversary of Railgun happened, which was back in springtime. So yeah, we are finally here to discuss the volume. I've all read the volume, I hope. I think we have. And it'll be interesting to see what we all think about it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, lots
Thanks
of
for having me on. I'm here to talk about peak fiction.
Yes.
Best 5 out of 10 volume ever.
Hey, you're spoiling your verdict. You meant to leave that till the end. You meant to make them anticipate what you'll think about it. Although I've kind of alluded to my opinions already because of my video that I made on it, and also
it's a little bit more than alluding.
perhaps. But I also said the unofficial title of this podcast is the Roast of Railgun SS, which I might make the official name as I delete this stream and upload the VOD to my second channel, which you should subscribe to already if you haven't done, which is in the description. So make sure you subscribe to my second channel, Aeon of Osiris. Very ingenious name right there. I wonder where I got that from. But yeah, also like the video so other people can check out the podcast, so we have more filthy Index and Railgun fans to watch along and just watch, I don't know, listen to 3 people rant about some volume that hardly any people read. Because is it just me, or have you guys noticed it too? Because compared to like the Genesis Testament volumes that have come out lately, I've not really seen many people talk about this volume.
I don't think most people read the Railgun SSs. It always seems like it goes under most people's radar. Most SSs, for that matter, I think.
I mean, I probably would not have read it if you didn't want me to, so I could be on the podcast. But I'm glad I did read it.
Literally force you to read it. Read it now, or you're not coming on ever again.
Yeah, you held a gun to my head. I wasn't going to mention that, but I guess, does it feel like even less people are reading this volume than like the new GT volumes?
Oh no, I see like a lot of people talk about Genesis Testament volumes on Twitter and stuff. So, but and even on Discord as well. Like when I finished like Railgun SS, I immediately went to Discord and asked like, "What do people think about the volume?" This is what I thought, and then like only like 1 or 2 people responded to me. Meanwhile, if I like did that for Genesis Testament, I'd probably get like 20 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think people didn't read it because nobody was complaining about it on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I don't really think I saw many people at all besides you, Aeon, talking about it. I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 people even mention it.
Yeah, I kept my opinions reserved for the podcast. So
fair. And apparently this volume actually sold less than GT6, which is quite surprising considering Railgun's popularity and that the fact this volume was marketed as a light novel volume that an anime-only watcher can read. Because someone did comment saying anime fan don't like reading. Well, apparently this is the volume that's meant to be for you because you can read this. But at the same time, I kind of made this point in my video. It's like only the hardcore fans are going to read this. Like the average Railgun anime only watcher probably won't be bothered about this, even though it is extra content. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, if anyone is,
because it's sort of funny because this is probably going to be like the most enjoyable volume, I think, for like an anime only, in that it has so much slice of life sort of writing in it. That sort of, I think, captures that aspect of the Railgun anime, at least like the first season or 2, that really made it popular.
Yeah, what were you saying, Emerald?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's so weird that they would cater to anime onlys with this Railgun volume, when the reason anyone is anime only is because they don't want to read. They only want to watch the anime. So it's just a weird. I mean, maybe he just meant like it's something you could read if you were anime only, not like actually trying to push people who are anime only to read it. But I'm not really surprised by how, I guess, I don't want to say poorly, because I don't know how the volume did in terms of numbers, but I don't want to say I'm too surprised that there's not really a lot of hype around it. At least not as much as I've seen for like Liberal Arts City, which I haven't read, but I see a lot of people talk about Liberal Arts City by comparison.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't done too bad. I mean, we only have the physical sales to judge it off because those are the only sales figures that are released. We don't know the digital sales, for example. It wasn't too far behind GT6's monthly sales, from what I remember. But yeah, I definitely think Railgun SS1 or Liberal Arts City, as you say, is probably the best Railgun SS. I don't know what you think, Malcolm, if you've read all of them so far.
Liberal Arts City, I think, is the best one.
Yeah, I think that's the best one, because we also get a bit of index stuff in there, which I'm not going to spoil, but it's quite it definitely like develops the lore, which I appreciate. I feel like this volume we got didn't really add much to the lore apart from this,
not really.
the villain of chapter
detail.
4. Yeah, apart from the villain of chapter 4 in this volume, which we'll get into. But I mean, it was a throwaway sentence, if you can call it. Developing the lore, I don't know if that's a stretch or not. But yeah.
Are you telling me chapter 2 doesn't provide amazing lore?
That's true. We did learn Uiharu's true identity.
Yes. That was a pretty big reveal.
It's just weird that, I guess, because this kind of happened in Railgun manga as well, but kind of different because Uiharu's friends were in danger. Well, there seems to be like I don't know if this is a new gag of making Uiharu a psychopath because she's, the most innocent girl at the rail squad or rail gang, whatever you want to call them. And it's like, oh, look, she's actually got this really weird side to her, whether it's genuine or not. I mean, the one in the manga seemed genuine, but this one obviously wasn't.
Well, I mean, Uiharu's writing is a bit weird in the series because, like, she sort of switched her personality a bit with Saten. Like, in the novels when she was first introduced, she was the one who was into urban legends, and she was more of the teasing character. She would go around teasing Kuroko and Makoto, whereas now it's sort of she switched. They gave that personality to Saten and made her more Uiharu, more of this shy type of girl.
I didn't even know that because I haven't read the early OT volumes. So like, it's also weird because Railgun introduces Saten as that character who's like really into urban legends and she's really playful. I didn't even realize that was something about Uiharu.
Yeah, it's really weird. Just her writing in general has been really weird because Saten just in general wasn't really meant to be what she is in the series now.
Yeah, and there was like the Uiharu retcon as well, which happened in the Railgun manga, which I covered in my 15th anniversary video.
Wait, what was retcon?
I think it was like, what was it again? Like how Uiharu met? Oh yeah, it was Uiharu couldn't remember like Misuke's name in like what's it called? Like Academy City Invasion arc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which doesn't make much sense considering the past Railgun seasons, but that's when Uiharu was like she appeared in like OT 8, but that was the second volume she appeared in.
What was her first volume she appeared in?
OT 8, the one with Kuroko versus Waki.
Yeah. Oh, that was her first appearance?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Wait, so like, what year was that? If you know, if you have any idea.
OT8 was 2008. Wait, I can check real quick.
Yeah, but the OT12 one where Uiharu can't remember Misuke's name like properly. happened like 2 months or something before the Railgun manga was like first published.
You see, that's what I was like.
2006.
Because Railgun. Okay, so Railgun would have come out like right around that time.
Yeah,
so that's
it
pretty
came out.
strange.
Yeah, 2007 because it's the 15th anniversary.
Man, I didn't realize there was that much like discrepancy with Uiharu.
Yeah. So it kind of changed a lot. So yeah, also like there was the Judgment Office thing as well, which Kamachi also addresses in this volume, because in like the Railgun anime, it seems like Kuroko and Uiharu are at the same Judgment branch, which isn't actually true. They go to different branches because there's one branch in Tokiwadai and there's another branch outside it, which obviously Uiharu doesn't go to the Tokiwadai branch because she's not in Tokiwadai. So
yeah, the only time we've seen the Tokiwadai branch is in Astro Buddy.
Wait,
Yeah,
we
that's
haven't
crazy.
seen it in Mental Out, have we?
I don't think so. We haven't really followed Kuroko in Mental Out or that one pigtailed girl.
So yeah, Kamachi also like addressed that. He literally like, I don't know what chapter it was. It was like chapter 4 or something. He explicitly said like something along the lines of Kuroko goes to like the branch in Tokiwadai and sometimes goes to Uiharu's branch, which I found kind of funny.
Yeah, me and Malcolm were talking about that beforehand. I also didn't even realize that wasn't her original branch, because it's really strange that she's like trained by Konori, yet she you'd think she'd be trained by someone at the Tokiwadai branch if that's the school she was going to.
Yeah,
but
that's a good point actually.
Yeah, but then I think I kind of come to the conclusion that Kuroko wanted to go to that branch of Judgment because she was trained by Konori, and you aren't necessarily trained by the branch, people from the branch that you're going to join. That was kind of what I thought, but that doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, seems like it.
It's just like some strange discrepancy between the anime, the manga, and the light novel.
Yeah, I think it's so convoluted at this point. Like, even with all this information and looking back, even I'm confused. It's like, does it make sense for Konori to train her if she trained her when she was in primary school? So, like, I'm sort of at the point where it's got to be just Kamachi doesn't even know at this point, so he just doesn't care.
In my head,
I can't believe
like,
oh, go on.
I just imagine Kamachi having like this crazy, absurd, like giant timeline that he has written out. But then sometimes when I'm reading, like, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just writing.
There was one novel, I can't remember which one it was, but he like gives the date compared to when the like another series of events happened, and it was somehow like on a 6th Saturday or something of the week, and it was so like he messed up the timeline at one point. Just I can't remember which novel it was, but it was really funny to sort of notice.
Also, Mal, I can't believe you said primary school. It's like you're turning British from listening to me.
Well, that's what they call it in Japan whenever they normally translate it.
Oh.
Japan knows what they're doing. That's why.
Yeah, well,
So Japanese
Elementary school.
Elementary makes more sense, TBH.
Nah, it's the primary school.
Nah,
What makes what's after primary school? Is it secondary?
middle school.
Yeah, secondary school. Even though my secondary school was called a high school, it must have been influenced by the Americans.
Yeah, we fixed your culture. You're welcome.
But yeah, we don't have middle school in the UK. It's kind of weird in the UK. So when you go to secondary school when you're 11, and you stay there till you're 16, and then for like from 16 to 18 before you go to university, you go to college, which isn't the American version of college. Yeah. We also call it like sixth form, which is the better version of college, but they're pretty much all called college. But then once you turn 18, then you go to uni, which is American college, if that makes sense.
You lost me. I think you said 6-4. 3. What did you say? You said some numbers.
Sixth form. Yeah, sixth form is like so consider sixth form as like the better version of the last 2 years of high school.
So like a junior college?
Kinda, yeah.
Like a community college?
Yeah,
I guess.
I guess that's the best equivalent you could give it. But,
yeah.
Because here, university and college are basically completely interchangeable.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they're different here. You kind of have to we just call it uni over here. We don't say university unless we're very formal.
I figured.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, you wouldn't call a British guy call a uni college. Otherwise they'll get confused. Like I've just confused everyone who's listening right now. Anyway, shall we discuss the volume?
Do we have to?
Yes, we do have to. That's why you're here. That's why everyone's listening, obviously. They want to hear the roast of Railgun SS.
I kind of want to hear how you guys rank each chapter, like favorite to least favorite.
Oh god.
If you've thought about it that way.
Shall I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Probably chapter 3 is first. The rest is hard for me to rank because I actually like bits of chapter 4, but it's just so sloppily written that I don't know where to put it. But I do like aspects of it. I feel like it's got some alright ideas in. Yeah, I don't know. Chapter 3 is definitely my fave, though.
All right.
For me, you were telling, I think you said in your video you didn't like the Saten chapter really at all. But I think that one was actually my favorite, though I didn't look at it in the same way that you described how you saw it in your video. The way I read it, as the reader, we know clearly that Uiharu is definitely not some psychopath murderer. But which makes the whole watching Saten's mind break more of a purely comedic thing that I really enjoyed versus a proper psychological horror sort of ordeal. I just had the most fun with that chapter, so it was my favorite, followed by the Kuroko chapter, because the thing with these two is they were slice of life and didn't try and be some interesting narrative beyond that. And then I would say chapter 4, the Makoto chapter, followed by the Uiharu chapter, mainly because the Uiharu chapter was my least favorite because it was completely boring. I had to reread it today because I couldn't remember any of it. It has all these elements of it, whenever you mentioned your video, Uiharu just disappeared out of nowhere and they never really explained what the deal with that was. There's this whole weird massage chair narrative that's just it's such a stretch. We're gonna hack all of the world's massage chairs and put in a fixer-upper virus.
That's exactly what it is.
All right, I'll defend this chapter. I will defend this chapter of my life.
And then it just ends. It just ended. There was nothing oh no, you can use your power as a medicine, see? And then it ends. And it's wait, so was this whole thing not about the virus, but just this one random girl we've known for 30 seconds getting a small character arc?
Right. Okay. I feel like every chapter in this volume has some degree of sloppy writing, and chapter 3 is no exception. But I feel like what makes it better than the others, I feel like the concept of the, what's it called, kill app, or what's it called?
Yeah, it was something
the suicide app.
The concept of that. Yeah, and the themes surrounding that were the strongest That was the deepest aspect of the entire volume for me.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Chapter 4.
Oh, you're free to.
It was called the Exit app.
That's it. Thank you.
But I disagree because like he introduced the themes and then just simply didn't explore them after introducing them. Like he used them to basically be no, it wasn't even a motivation for the yandere girl. She just sort of decided to become a killer. Use it as a kill tool.
Yeah, because it'll attract those kind of people to it.
Yeah, it offered like this idea like, oh, here's an interesting thing we can explore about this chapter. I'm not gonna do it, but I could.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like for that chapter.
Nah. I feel like it did explore it for the time constraints it was given, and there were obvious time constraints, as you pointed out, from what I gather, because just it ended on the most strangest cliffhanger.
Yeah,
open ending and the disappearance that wasn't explained.
Yeah, it's really weird for Kamachi to do those like open endings. I feel like he never does stuff like that.
Yeah,
I agree.
It also was weird because I think at one point it even suggested that Uiharu may have made herself disappear in order to gain the girl's trust or something. It was really weird the way it was written out.
How did she do that?
I have no idea. It's not like we got to explain the other way around. So,
bro, what if she accessed her fucking aim jammer's form in that brief instant and then rewrote reality and then transferred her essence into that other place?
Maybe she blinded them with her special camera phone.
Nah. Her aim jammer form ex machina is the answer to everything. The greatest power of all time, clearly.
Yeah.
That was excellent writing. Thank you, Kamachi, for that wonderful writing in Jailbreaker arc. Actually, I won't blame Kamachi for that. That's believing the guy.
Well, I liked the Jailbreaker arc. I thought it was a solid arc.
Oh, the arc as a whole is good-ish.
It was too long, I think.
I don't like the ending. I don't care about the ending, but there was a lot else in it that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's got good stuff in it, but the ending, just that Uiharu stuff, it like that was just the aim jammer. It just breaks the entire continuity of the aim jammers, and why is no one else who are more intelligent than Uiharu? Why has no one else used this to develop OP espers? Like, come on, just because she's good with a computer, fuck off.
Well, she got cut by the angel dragon feather or whatever, and so now she's a god or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, she'll be the next one to have the angel dragon now.
Does this mean Toma can do that? Can he turn into a super hacker?
Yeah, his hair, instead of the flowers that just grow, his hair's just going to grow massive, just like in Dragon Ball.
Well, yeah, anyway, so you were saying that you thought the Uiharu chapter had like the strongest like ideas and themes. Is that kind of what you were saying?
I do think that, yeah.
Okay. I think chapter 4 does, and I'm not even saying chapter 4 is my favorite. If I were ranking them, I would say Kuroko, Saten, and chapter 4. I get, does that count as the Mikoto chapter? I guess it does. Mikoto and then Uiharu. So like, but pretty much the only thing I particularly liked about chapter 4 was the theming, because it talked about, like, I don't know if you remember them talking about like active acceptance and passive acceptance.
Okay,
and then they kind of related that to like dictatorships and mob mentality. And I thought that was actually a really interesting discussion, and that was like what saved that chapter for me.
Yeah, and then it was a chemical that did it all.
Yeah, no. That's one of the main issues with it. And also, we've kind of had that before-ish with like Old Testament, with like the passive acceptance, with like the documented Constantine and stuff like that. Then you get the Fiamma stuff with the dictator thing. But and I imagine this, it's hard to take it seriously when you consider the scale of it and what's actually occurring.
I agree wholeheartedly. It is hard to take seriously, but just if I'm taking the theme at like face value,
Okay,
it was at least thought-provoking to me, which was the
Fair,
only
yeah.
thought-provoking thing to me in the volume. To be fair.
I feel like it's a good idea. I mean, Komachi is full of good ideas. That's a good idea in principle. But if you talk about having a good idea, which I think is the exit app, and then having the serious tone that chapter gave, it's definitely not like a middle school revolution on a floating fucking school garden, is it? It's actually people dying, and you get the sense of gravity to it from what we've seen with the dark side of the Kami City and all the problems that students have. So that's why I think it's better.
I do like the concept of the exit app, but it kind of like chapter 4 as well. Like parts of it were hard to take seriously. Like I think usually I don't always like try to nitpick like what does and does not make sense, but just the fact that somehow massage chairs are able to kill people when it's connected to this app, it doesn't seem like physically possible. And then Uiharu saying, "Oh, I'm gonna fix everything with this virus, every massage chair in the world," even though Academy City's not supposed to really be connected with the outside world, but whatever.
Yeah, I think they really need to. I wish Komachi would do something about the whole hacker girl Uiharu, because I feel like it's sort of gotten out of hand with how immense her ability is as a hacker. Because to the degree of I can hack classified documents and make things better, it's like, okay, yeah, that works. I can accept that wholeheartedly. It makes her more useful to the party, and that's all I really care about. But then it's like, she can hack reality, and it's just
was the beginning of Jailbreaker too far for you? For Uiharu? Was that over the top in your opinion?
How did that one start? What did she do at the beginning of that one?
Like spoilers for Jailbreaker, if anyone has not read that, I guess mute for like 10 seconds, but basically like when they're all trying to break into the jail to like rescue free the prisoners or whatever.
Oh yeah. She like hacks
Uiharu,
robots and stuff, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah, I think that one, it's sort of like, it is like the very end of what I would allow for Uiharu. Like it's sort of like it's testing my tolerance with the writing for her. But like it was still somewhat acceptable. It's just I don't really think she should be hacking as to the degree she is. Like I think the Makoto's supposed to be a better hacker than her because of her ability.
Yeah.
But it seems like Uiharu can outdo her in droves from what we've seen. What we've seen Makoto hack most of the time is what it feels like Uiharu should be the one hacking, and vice versa.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, just I guess Uiharu, I guess it's part of why she's probably my least favorite. Maybe a lot of people's least favorite of the 4 main Railgun girls. I just feel like there's not really as much to her as well. Like, I guess we don't really know much about why Uiharu's the way she is, or how she learned how to hack. I mean, maybe it's talked about in OT without me knowing, but I didn't think so. I don't know. It feels like we have a much stronger understanding of all the other 3 girls, and Uiharu is just kind of there to play this convenient role of a girl that can hack and save the day.
Yeah. Which was already a role filled by Makoto.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of like an urban legend in the Academy City. Like, she's known as like the goalkeeper. That's like her rumored alias or whatever. But we don't really know how she got this good at it.
It makes you wish her ability was more tied to it rather than just being a good hacker.
Oh dang, I forgot what I was gonna say about Uiharu. Oh yeah, I'm more invested in the mystery of the flowers on her head, I think, than anything else. Like how she doesn't realize, like whenever someone asks about the flowers on her head, she doesn't know what they're talking about. It's like that's the most invested I am into her character. It's just the flowers.
That's because it was a true form developing over the course of time, just waiting for those lovely aim jammers to get close.
It was foreshadowing since the beginning. Kamachi always knew.
That's what I actually think is gonna happen. Like that's gonna matter somehow.
Probably. Anyway, shall we discuss the chapter, or not chapter, volume chronologically?
Let's go for it.
Yeah, we'll talk about your favorite chapter, Emerald, because
yes,
I wonder why it is, because it's got Kuroko in it, and it's Kuroko's chapter.
It's fun. That's my argument.
Yeah. I'll leave you two to discuss what you've. Well, depends what you want to talk about first. If you want to talk about the events bit by bit, or you just want to talk about general thoughts or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've already discussed it in my video, so.
I mean, it's so short. I don't think we really need to go bit by bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So, like, I want to mention something Malcolm said earlier. So, like, you said pretty much is basically what I think of. It was very slice of life, and it was just setting up the expectation that it was not going to be something deep or meaningful or complex. It literally is just a volume written for people that enjoy the Railgun cast, because, like, I just inherently enjoy Kuroko's interactions, so it's not hard to please me with content surrounding Kuroko. It's just made to be something lighthearted and relaxing. And someone who enjoys slice of life like me quite a bit, it was just a really fun experience to read, just like a completely meaningless event between Kuroko and Konari. It was pretty much just content that I enjoyed for the lightheartedness and relaxation of it, compared to the later chapters, which are more so trying to say something a little bit more meaningful, but it just doesn't feel like it doesn't live up to the standard of like a typical index volume would. And so it feels like it's like a diet arc compared to what I would rather just have in something like this. I would really rather just have, fun interactions between the characters.
Yeah, it felt more like something you would see in one of Kamachi's parody side stories. So for me, it was my second favorite, mostly because of how short it was. It didn't overstay its welcome. And I think Kuroko, for the most part, was enjoyable in it. Kuroko would easily be my favorite member of the Rail Gang. If not for like the extremeness of her affection for Makoto. At least if they didn't make it so rapey, for the most part. Because like even in that volume, like it's like she's already basically planning to drug her. So that's sort of what debuffs her for me. Like doesn't make her like my favorite of that group. But yeah, seeing her sort of do stuff away from Makoto is the kind of stuff I like to see her do the most. My only problems with the volume is like it doesn't really go much of anywhere, and it seems like the conclusion was a bit simple and like rushed, and that just teleport into her shower and beat her up there, because I guess she just didn't think Kuroko would do that. But
she needs to realize Kuroko has no tact.
Yeah, right. And you think you would know that if you knew Kuroko for more than 5 minutes, so much less like 2 years. So yeah, it was a good chapter. I was just sort of disappointed with how it like concluded and sort of handled the storytelling, because I was hoping for something a bit more outstanding, maybe. I don't really know what I would say, but something that utilizes their powers more than teleporting into her bathtub and just beating her because the room was too small to fight well.
Yeah, I mean, just the concept of the training alone, I don't see what exactly is improving out of Kuroko's abilities or moveset. It's meant to be like martial arts training, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like Fuddy and Simon, you're not really using martial arts at all.
Right. It was more like her ninja training.
It was more just like trying to I guess it was more like trying to overcome like a problematic Esper ability, but that's not, like you said, that's not related to martial arts at all.
I think it would have been cool if they put a limit on Kuroko's powers for the exercise. Like, oh, you need to be able to stop somebody without relying on your ability to teleport.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would have been a bit more worthwhile.
Yeah. Because, like, it's pretty obvious from what she's assigned to do, because she has to put the handcuffs on Konori, and she's given some rules like you can't involve or hurt other people, you can't cause property damage and stuff like that. But it's obvious you're going to attack when the person you're targeting is most vulnerable, and that's either when she's going to be sleeping. I mean, she doesn't do that because of reasons she addressed, even though those reasons are a bit dubious, or when she's having a massive dump, because you have to sit around for like a solid 10 minutes to get it all out, or when you're in the shower, and that's what happened.
See, what bothered me more than even that was that if she wanted to spend her weekend with Mikoto, why didn't she just abandon the training? Like, she could have, because Konori wasn't going to chase her. She could have just abandoned the training and had her weekend with Mikoto.
Mm-hmm.
And she would have gotten in trouble later, but at least she would have gotten her weekend with Mikoto. Not that that's necessarily the good ending.
Yeah, that would have been the very bad ending. It just seems like Konori gave her the mission, but Konori herself had like no plans for it other than, I'm just going to continue my everyday go about.
Yeah.
Kuroko attacks and it's whatever. Like, you think she would have been like, okay, I'm going to go down this different path today that's more like, I'm going to take back roads so that she can experiment with all this and like sort of feel as though Konori is trying to teach Kuroko something through her actions, rather than just saying, okay, learn this, and then I'm going to walk home now, and then goes straight home.
Yeah, the setup of it was definitely shaky, to say the least. Most of my enjoyment did just come from like me laughing. I just laughed a lot at it. I wasn't even thinking about it. I just like turned my brain off, head empty, no thoughts. Enjoy this. I don't know. I just turned into a complete consumer when I was reading it, basically.
That might have been the intention. I'm not sure.
Probably.
But yeah, I mean, what is it teaching her at the end of the day? Choosing the right moment to strike, I guess. Not that Kuroko hasn't done that in the past, really. I mean, sometimes maybe you could argue she has, but I feel like against like
we didn't like see her. We didn't really see her like attack Awaki all randomly and stuff. She planned that out, so it just seemed weird to train her on something we clearly see that she knows how to do.
Yeah, or against Mitori as well.
I love that in my notes. I wrote that the Kuroko chapter solos New Testament 9.
And what's your argument for that?
There's no Kuroko in New Testament 9.
Valid argument. Well, maybe during the
she's not Omega World?
Second Toma. Yeah, the Omega world. I thought she was in that.
She probably had like one line.
Yeah. In the background somewhere.
Not good enough. It's not good enough.
Literally, like most characters were there, apart from like Aureolus. Like Aureolus just got shafted in that volume. He was just
yeah.
Well, he never had to take care of Index because she never had to go through her hardships, so he never had to be her teacher.
But poor Aureolus. Why doesn't Aureolus get the happy ending? I don't know. He's probably just with some other nun somewhere.
Just like in jail for questionable things.
I can see it. I can see a lot of Kamachi's characters being in that situation.
I think it was the Everyday Life of Index San. Well, I can't remember what the proper title was. The Index San manga, where he was like he had like pictures of Index all over the place and figurines and stuff.
Wow, he's just like.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I feel. Yeah. Is it Index San? The name of that doujin?
I know he used Index San. No, that was
Index Tan.
Tan. Yeah.
Tan, yeah. The little tiny Index.
Yeah, cat Dex.
Even grumpier and even hungrier.
Yeah, I'm so sad we'll never get a third volume of that. I own the first two physically.
Oh,
really?
Damn. Nice.
Yeah.
They're pretty fun.
Himura manga.
I mean, I don't know. I actually do like the Tan stuff as well. Did you guys ever watch the Shana-tan ones?
I did.
Shana.
I liked that a lot as well. It's literally like the same exact thing. It's
yeah.
I kind of like the JC Staff did stuff like that. I don't know if they still do anything like that anymore. Probably not.
I don't even know what
they did
JC
it
Staff's
for
making at the moment.
They did it for Index 3, and they didn't do the Tan ones, but they also did the parody shorts for Railgun and Accelerator.
I don't think I've seen those.
Oh, you haven't? Accelerator's parodies actually got dubbed too.
Really?
On the Blu-ray, yeah.
Oh yeah, the doujin's Index Chu.
Index Chu, yeah. Index Tan is anime only.
Thank you. Looking for original username.
Still looking, huh?
Still
looking. He'll be forever
He's
looking.
been looking for a while.
One day he'll make a new account.
I hope you find it one day, King.
Anyways, I think I said what I pretty much had to say about the Kuroko chapter for the most part.
Yeah, the only other complaint was the whole why is Konori training Kuroko in the first place for this chapter when she's... I think it was a missed opportunity to sort of show off the Tokyo Wood High branch. I would have enjoyed that a lot more.
Yeah, that would have probably added a lot more, to the world of Toaru.
Yeah, and I've already talked about my thoughts on the volume and not volume. Why do you keep saying volume? Well, I did talk about my thoughts on the volume, but also the chapter. And yeah, like I've already addressed about the roommate stuff, and I reckon that she could have attacked while Konori was asleep. Can't even English. And she would have probably been fine, but we still don't know what the roommate was capable of. Who knows?
Gotcha. All right. Well, Malcolm, why was the Saten chapter your favorite?
It was just funny. That's it.
Good answer.
It didn't try to. It didn't try to do too much. It didn't try to do so much that it sort of convoluted the greater picture.
Yeah, that's true. So, like, for the Saten chapter, I was actually kind of impressed with how far Kamachi was able to take this really silly gag with Saten's internal monologue. He took it a lot farther, a lot longer than I had thought. So in that regard, I actually was kind of impressed, and I just found it pretty funny as well, even though I don't know why Saten would actually think Uiharu is a serial killer.
Yeah, it was because of how ridiculous the premise was that I liked it. Just because, like, to us, the viewer, like I mentioned earlier, it's clear to us that it isn't. So the fact that Saten is so distraught just sort of makes it a lot more funny.
It was funny, but you know what? It can't be my favorite chapter because Kuroko died in it. She died. She's not coming back.
Big rip.
That makes it my most favorite chapter of all of Index.
Uiharu kill Kuroko.
That part was actually really funny though. Like I laughed
out loud.
That was hilarious. So
that was good. It was well done. All right, for what it was.
But It's crazy how she was able to improvise that entire monologue and character just like off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, she saw it through her webcam to keep an eye on the inside, which I know you had a problem with the lack of security inside of the judgment office.
I mean, yeah, you think there'd be a lot more security in the building.
Well, I mean, so like the judgment office is inside of a middle school. At least that's how it was in the books. I don't think they ever actually specified it was still inside of a middle school. Like Komachi still considers that the case. But I think for me personally, I don't think Judgment tends to have like the most classified information out there. They like have access to like the records of people's abilities, which there's like a million institutions that have access to those in Academy City. So I just don't imagine like security being like of the utmost importance in general. And even if there was higher security, I don't think there would have been any doubt that Uiharu, who we just talked about, was an OP hacker, would have had any issues correcting any anything that shouldn't have been seen.
But at the same time, they are one of the authority organizations in Academy City, and yeah, while having access to the bank might branch out to other institutions, I feel like that information is highly valuable to the majority of the dark side of Academy City and would love to have their hands on it.
I feel like I mean Academy City, or the dark side in general, it's such like a broad premise. Like they had access to a tree diagram, which was like the most powerful supercomputer.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people on the dark side that would already have that information.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure. Like
Kiharas exist, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm talking about more general, like
okay.
Take the guys in. Well, you haven't read GT3, but take the random person in GT3 or whatever. Some, you know, even skill out would love that.
Yeah, though, like if they really wanted it, like okay, so it's inside. First, they have to break into a middle school while it's open, which is going to be Vespers. Full of Vespers, which is going to be pretty attention driving. I doubt they would do it with a small force or like do it unnoticed, especially since they're all dropouts. It's not like they're students there. I don't know, because I don't imagine the way Judgment in general is actually really weird, because like in one regard it's like, oh, their authority is supposed to be handed off to anti-skill whenever things reach a certain level, but then they'll also take part in Operation Handcuffs, which I can't go into detail here because that's spoiler, but they'll do that, and it's GT.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that name of that arc.
Yeah. So they aren't supposed to be like doing super dangerous stuff, but at the same time they'll go and do, under the proper authorities, they'll go and do the most deadly possible things. It's really weird.
I mean, that was kind of shown in chapter 4, wasn't it, as well? They were anti-skill had asked Judgment to work with them. Didn't that happen in chapter 4?
Yeah. Though it was more of a, I think Judgment was more so just setting the parameter, right?
I guess so. I probably wasn't paying that much attention.
I can't quite remember myself.
But also look what Uiharu can do with a computer, like in the Judgment office, whether that's her breaching protocol and doing some stuff that the computer shouldn't be allowed to do or whatever, or if it's actually the function of the Judgment computers where she can go into cameras and everything. Like that'd be if people can obtain that, like they can do all sorts of that. Like that's quite valuable to have that much power. from like device.
Yeah, though I think she's hacked more classified information beyond what Judgment would have. So for her to hack it, it's sort of it's a low bar.
Yeah, but also for like tracking people as well.
Yeah, though I mean that's just going to be what happens when you sort of have a security state like Academy City.
Yeah. Authoritarian. Thank you, Aleister. I thought you meant to preach liberty for all.
So what was this the chapter that confirmed Silent Party as canon?
Yes. No. Yes, it is.
So I thought it was
and
funny.
it's your favorite.
Yeah, you're right. I should
You're
really
fraud.
change that.
You're fraud.
I thought it was funny because they confirmed Silent Party as being canon by mentioning that Saten had completely forgotten who they all were from that arc. Or it was even more than that, because I think it says, I have the screenshot pulled up here. She says, Haruwe-san, Edasaki-san, I've even taken Janny or February's help right now. Oh, I never should have let them go. Is this my punishment for completely forgetting they existed recently? I thought that was kind of a funny way to confirm that they were that was actually canon. She just forgot about them.
Yeah, it's a funny dig at Silent Party, but at the same time, it acknowledged Silent Party, so it's...
Can it be considered a dig at Silent Party if it's confirming it to be canon?
Yeah.
Unless you want to argue
Silent Party was a dig at itself. But whatever the case, with this chapter, I just felt like it didn't try to do anything too spectacular, and that was its strongest point.
I agree. I mean, I had fun with the chapter. It was my second favorite for pretty much that same reasoning. Yeah, I feel like there's not really much else to say about it. It's just kind of what it is. So, I guess we already talked about the Uiharu chapter a little bit, but why was I guess you already kind of talked about why it was your favorite, unless there was something else you wanted to expand on.
I also, I enjoyed the characterization as well of Saeka, the developer of the app. The power is interesting as well. Like, it's one of those
poison.
Yeah, scorpion tail. It's the blood is basically poison, but it also glows different colors and everything. So it's one of those powers where the user doesn't really like it that much, even though it's can be quite useful in certain situations. I'm trying to think of a comparison if there's another Railgun next character like that doesn't like their power. I can't remember.
There's Kazakiri.
Oh well, yeah, she did not really mess with it. I guess maybe my donor maybe from GT.
Yeah,
I can't remember who else off the top of my head. I'm sure there's loads, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I think she's quite an interesting character. I like how she's made like a Skynet Frankenstein monster app gone wrong. Even though, like, yes, we've discussed the practicalities of the massage chairs and all that. Why all these massage chairs what was the word? Like, they're hackable. Yes, hackable.
Yeah.
These massage chairs are all hackable. Like, they've got some digital integration. All of them in the world. Like, what? I don't know. That doesn't seem plausible. But I do appreciate the drinking side of it. The consumption of alcohol. It's very. No, kidding. Drink responsibly. But yeah.
Well, I do agree with. I enjoyed the characterization of is it Akahebi? Is that her name? The Gyaru?
I think it's Amahebi Saeka.
Okay. I mean, I liked her characterization, and I did actually like her ability as well. I liked the concept. As weird as it may have been with the ending, I did like the concept of turning that into a medicine. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess my bigger problem, besides just the weird massage chair stuff, was probably just how it ended so openly. Because I had really expected there to be a bit more, but at the same time, part of me does like that Kamachi just tried something different and went for an ending like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, my problem with it, I sort of went on it earlier, is just how heavily integrated, like the whole point of the chair, the virus, was to directly relate it to her power for a character that we didn't see until halfway through. And her is just like, the virus represents how she views her power and that it's only good for hurting people. But in reality, she can make good with it, and Uiharu will be the cure. And it was so much setup for such a minor character moment.
Yeah, it feels like just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
I guess, for the series.
I feel like there was quite a lot of exposition at the start. I mean, it's nothing new for Index to have a lot of exposition, but I feel like in comparison to the other chapters, then this one definitely had a lot.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's because of the time restraints, because Kamachi was forced to write the first 3 chapters of this volume, and then chapter 4 was what he was intending, but even then he would have cut that down significantly. So I'm just wondering the version of the volume where it was just chapter 4 and we got an extended edition of chapter 4. I wonder what that would have been like. I wonder if that
would probably make more
chapter
sense
4
than Flying Fortress.
Yeah.
Like, to be clear, like, I don't think like my negative views of this volume is reflective of Kamachi's a writer, because I feel like this is more of a result of the editorial staff forcing him to cut it down. So I don't think this is what we got was Kamachi's like vision he had in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone here doubts Kamachi's a pretty outstanding author.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as of late, some people have been, but they're wrong.
They're wrong. Well, you know what I wrote in my notes for this one? I said, pregnant women in Toaru take another L. Do you guys remember the pregnant woman? I don't know why. It's just a weird thing to happen again from like from New Testament 8. Just taking another L. I actually kind of liked that incorporation. Just have this woman want this app so that she can get this other girl to kill herself, so her boyfriend will return to her. And also, it was like one of the only times there's ever a college student shown in Academy City. How often are there college students in the city?
Oh crap! Wait, the yandere girl.
Yeah,
I was checking the wiki, right?
Yeah,
and it has her listed as the one from the Railgun manga and anime, the one who had the knife that tried to stab her boyfriend or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, it is.
What?
That was the same girl.
From dude, I just rewatched that episode recently.
No way. Link this. Send me the link.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bro, no way.
Wow, that's great. This
chapter in private chat.
Is that
if you scroll down,
bro, what? I did not know this.
The characters.
Where's that link, bro?
It's been sent in the private chat.
Oh
wait,
okay,
it did. Wait, why did it cut it down like that?
I see it.
Wait, it cut it down to just the. That's not the link I pressed. What is this?
The Railgun manga.
Okay, I think StreamYard cut it weird. Here, wait, I'll just.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. I'll send it in Discord then. Where's my Discord? There it is. Here it is.
I gotta check this out. Is it on new characters?
Yeah, it's on. No. It's in just characters or returning characters or whatever it was.
Oh yeah,
recurring.
Maki. Yo, what?
Hold on, I'm checking this out too.
I can't believe.
Wait, do you want to put it in the? Do you want to put it in the?
I put it in the main Discord.
Stream?
Oh yeah, on the stream.
Yeah, just so they can see what we're talking about.
Yo, I can't
Pounds.
believe this father character has just been. That's. Oh my god! Like this is crazy. Oh yeah, I remember that other girl as well. The one that looks like a gal. The blonde hair and tan.
Oh wow, she was a Gyaru too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Wow, so she hates Gyarus then. That's
Yeah.
pretty witty on his part, on Kamachi's part.
Hey, this
All
chapter
her
just got
are caused by Gyaros.
this chapter just got a buff just for this one moment.
Screw it. Chapter 4 is the worst
That's
volume.
nuts.
Or no, chapter 4 is the worst chapter now.
Yeah,
I changed
chapter
my
4
mind.
is worse.
I was right. Saying chapter 3 is the best. I told you.
I mean, it's
There
still
you
not
go.
the best, but you know, it's
Nah, sit down.
it's third now.
But speaking of college students, Misuka's mum is a college student in Academy City.
Whoa. No. What?
Yeah, because she became a student again, and she went to Academy City.
Oh.
She enrolled in the college.
When did
right?
she say that?
Mikoto's
mom?
SS1. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, that she enrolled in Academy
Was it
City?
Daisei? The Daisei.
Wait, repeat. Whoa, what we're talking about? Wait, I zoomed out.
Misuka Masuzu, Misuka's mom.
Yeah, she's a college student.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean, she mentioned that in the Daihase arc that she was a college student, but I don't think in
Yeah.
Academy City.
I just rewatched that arc. How
Yeah,
did
she
I
is.
not catch that? What?
She is currently studying in a university, even though she's like.
Or maybe it was
Older than she
in
was.
the
Hold on.
SS
No. Something doesn't add up
one?
now.
It's on
Why-
a Wikipedia page.
remember.
I mean,
She's friends with Toma's mom.
Yes.
How do they remember?
They met during Daihase.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll send it in Discord.
Oh.
Yeah.
They met. Wow.
It was like in SS1 or the end of Railgun. Not Railgun. Index Season 2. She I swear she's like heading to a college or something. Or
Was it-
she's drunk or whatever, or trying to. I don't know.
I can't really remember. I don't
Yeah.
remember her being a student in Academy City though.
Yeah, she is. She's undergraduate. She mentions it when she's drunk, I think.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Fascinating.
can't believe I didn't know that.
See, I've got the trivia knowledge. Let's go. Woo!
Oh, that'd be
I'll
a
be right
fun
back.
Toaru trivia contest.
Hell yeah.
That
Oh,
could actually be kind of fun.
well, like 17-year-old me would be like, I'd get like full marks.
Marks, yeah.
24-year-old me, which is current me, be like, oh my god, I'm just forgetting all this because I haven't read it in so long.
Yeah,
Like the old volumes.
I'd probably
fine.
do pretty terrible on it just because I know it would include a lot of random details from like the light novels that I hadn't read yet. I know that's probably what would happen.
Yeah, and like
That I
the
will
details
read.
from OT as well that weren't included in the anime.
Yeah, but there's probably a lot of that.
Yes,
For
a lot
sure.
of important details and foreshadowing that was just cut out. Love it.
Yeah, I'm still
Including
debating.
the backstory of your main character. Yeah.
It's criminal. I'm still debating if I should just like go back and read OT before I go to GT.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
what I
actually-
was leaning towards.
Actually, you probably should because OT does reference a character in GT. That's pretty important.
Oh, okay.
Because Kamachi was planning foreshadowing since then.
I imagine he was. I was actually watching Count Dankula's video on Aleister Crowley the other day. I didn't finish it because it was really long.
Yeah.
And as I was watching, it's like, wow, a lot of this is reflected in Index, and I can just tell that Kamachi has had a good portion of this series like planned out far in advance, just
Yeah,
based off
exactly.
of like the historical accuracy of Aleister Crowley.
Did you see my comment on that video?
I did. I scrolled down until I found it.
Did you read that?
The poem? Yeah.
Yeah, the poem. It's an amazing poem, isn't it? Beautiful.
It's something, all right. I
Very
believe
eloquent.
he wrote it.
Like, you know when you were like learning about poetry in school, like when you teacher like
Yeah.
reading out a really boring poem, like if they read that poem, I'd like want to do poetry like forever.
Edgar Allan Poe can eat his heart out.
Yeah.
In shambles
I think,
right now.
Yeah, I think like W.B. Yeats, who was like an Irish poet who was also a member of Golden Dawn, like he like ripped into Aleister's poetry like super hard, saying it's like the worst thing he's ever read or something. But Aleister just like made even like worse ones just to trigger him.
Wow.
Yeah. Aleister was just like a mad lad. Like I say that, but Count Dracula, like he made an absolute mad lad video on him, but he was like, Aleister literally called himself the B66, no, the B666, which is his magic name and index.
Yeah,
not because he actually
recognize that.
Yeah, but
sounds
even
like he made a gamer
Bible,
tag.
Yeah, even though he didn't believe in the Bible, he just called it himself that is because he knew he would like trigger the fundamentalist Christians in Victorian England at that time, just to see the reactions.
See, my favorite thing about him was he had a planned magic battle with another guy, and it just ended with one of them like getting kicked down a flight of stairs.
Oh yeah, that was W.B. Yeats. Yeah, was that Battle of Blythe Road? Because
it's so funny. I don't. You see, like watching that video, I'm like, what is the timeline of this guy's life? He's doing so much in the span of like how many years? I don't know. It's like a lot more exciting of a life than mine.
I don't know. It's sort of depressing to imagine a grown man going off to have a magic battle, which really just meant I'm gonna pretend to throw spells and push you down a flight of stairs.
By the way,
in that I don't even know.
Oh, what in the Battle of Blythe Road?
Yeah,
just in general, whatever.
I think he was born in 1875, and Blythe Road was like 1900, so I think it's like 25.
Okay, that's about how old I thought he was.
I'll check. Well, I have actually been in the real Blythe Road in London.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have. I stayed at a hotel near there. And I wanted to get a picture because nowadays it's called like George's Cafe. It's like this.
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. I wanted to get a picture outside it, but I literally forgot. I was like, oh no.
Sad.
Is that where your cosplay pictures? I noticed you changed your Twitter profile picture to that Aleister cosplay. Was that taken there?
No, because I don't know how much the road has actually changed since Victorian or Edwardian times, because London got heavily bombed during the war and everything, so a lot of structures we rebuilt and everything. The street might have been modernized as well. I think it wasn't like back in those days. It probably would have been cobbled streets, and I don't think it was cobbled anymore. It was like a normal tarmac road. So what I did, I went to the university I was staying at. It's kind of like this historic old town that has not been bombed, fortunately. So I've been there like into the town multiple times, and it had like this Victorian street, like cobbled street, and I thought this would be perfect place for a photo shoot. So one of my best friends like visited me at my uni, and he literally drove me up to take pictures of me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Even though it was like it was super funny though, because I literally said to him, people are just gonna think I'm like so sus with this long wig, this weird outfit. They'll probably think I'm cross-dressing or something. But yeah, someone did walk past, but they didn't say anything. I was like, me and him just like gave each other a look, and I was like, yeah, let's just ignore him.
Just another Thursday.
Yeah, I bet he thought I was just like probably some guy who was out absolutely wasted, just decided to get lost on the way back to home. Because people would go out in costumes and stuff. So
yeah, very cool stuff.
Yeah, that's the story of my Aleister shoot. Real Victorian street in England.
Wait, how long ago was that? Did you say?
Oh, I must have been about 19 or 20. So that's like 4 or 5 years ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you cosplay Alistan.
You're not the first person to say that.
I
20,000 subscribers.
Oh really?
No, I'm not doing more cosplays. That was enough. I don't know what I'll do for
the
100K.
one was so successful.
Yeah.
If I get to 100K, that's a massive dream.
200K for Alistan. Why not 100K? What's 100K special?
I don't know. I haven't planned that far ahead.
That's Alistan.
But I don't know. Depend like people. Most people won't know who it is.
Yeah, but I will, and that's what matters.
There's not. I mean, there's 100,000 people who read the novels, but not like in a Western fandom.
Maybe the Japanese will start watching your channel.
I mean, by the time you reach that, maybe JC staff will just like, I don't know, they'll make 2 seasons of Index covering the entirety of New Testament.
20th anniversary, baby. 2024. Only 2 years ahead. We might get an announcement next year.
Maybe. Watch it just be watch him just release like another Railgun
Index SS. Index SS.
Index SS. Who will it be about this time?
No. Wait, what?
Who will it be about this time?
Oh, like the SS?
The Railgun?
Yeah. No,
Index
SS for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it needs to be more important than a SS. I mean, this
Ariolis, Izzard, and Biagio. They'll get a chapter.
I was thinking Algami.
Algami gets his chapter naturally.
Well,
20 years, and they finally reveal the number 6. That's what they'll
20
do.
20 years, and they finally reveal what the hell is in Toma's heart. Oh.
Maybe.
Just tell us what it is, Kamachi. Just explain it. It's been too long.
I'm not expecting him to talk about it for like, because if he's actually planning for Index to be like 100+ volumes, then I'm not expecting it for a while then.
Yeah.
Like, what does that make us at the halfway point?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Like,
I'm gonna be long run.
I'm gonna be a 40-year-old man reading about the same high schoolers.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a 40-year-old man making videos about said high schoolers and middle schoolers.
Maybe by then they'll be high schoolers and college students, or they'll have just moved up one school year.
Nah, let's add more lollies.
That's true.
It's never enough. It's never enough.
Where everybody gets
lolly
turned into a lolly. Lolly magic.
It's like 20 years. Toma finally gets a date.
With
Excuse me, are you not counting the episode with Mikoto when they go to get that phone, the Gecko phone?
True love, right there.
Yeah. No, his first date would obviously be with Kuroko.
That's the best ending.
Yep.
The true ending. Kamachi's going to see the success of the if card and make it canon.
The controversy.
The only controversy was like the Western fans who don't matter.
Nice.
I can't believe I had to make a post explaining like Kuroko's sexuality. Like that was basement. I was like living in my mum's basement tier of Twitter post.
They needed to hear it. I
know. I do have to explain everything about Toaru since it's technically my part-time job. So I'm here for everyone.
Making any post on Twitter regarding sexuality is like the worst possible thing you can do.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's why I talked about it in the most civil way possible, where no one would be offended. Fingers crossed.
You've already taken one wrong step. You can't not offend someone on Twitter. It's not even possible.
Yes, of course.
Check it, and you're already been ratioed to oblivion.
No. no, not the ratio. Next, we'll have someone saying, haha, hold that L, you just got ratioed. And then say, haha, you conceded. Ha 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 ha.
It's a very formal debate that happens on Twitter.
There sure is a lot happening. I'm just gonna go ahead and mute this thread. That's how you know.
Thanks for letting me know.
Meanwhile, half the time I get on Twitter, I just check Malcolm's page to see the new art he retweeted, in case I missed any.
It's important stuff. It's literally the only reason I use Twitter is for Toaru art.
I try to follow every single not completely terrible Toaru artist that exists. I don't know how many I follow. I can't actually tell them apart anymore, except for maybe like 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of artists that like only draw one character. Like there's one guy that only draws Frenda, one guy that only draws Kinohara.
Mm-hmm.
And we need more of those saints.
Yeah, the sad thing is, like, the longer we get from having an anime, the more those artists branch out and start drawing other series. And it's like, oh no, they don't draw Index anymore. I have to unfollow you. Goodbye.
I'm always worried.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
I'm worried that like the top 2 artists are just going to move on to something else, and they're just going to forget about. They're going to forget about Mikoto.
It'll be such a sad day.
Yeah, that's the day I leave the community. I'll start making videos about a seasonal anime. That's what I'll do when that happens.
Well, I mean, you did just put out a Classroom of the Elite video, right?
But that was
season 2's
1.
airing though. Season 2's airing though.
It was conveniently planned. Not that it'll make a difference.
You filthy seasonal watcher.
Way to sell out.
Sell out with
casual.
Like, what, 60 views?
Yeah. I do need to watch that video.
Anyways,
more Toaru vids.
Did we have anything else to say about the Uiharu chapter?
Oh yeah, I remember we were discussing a certain volume of excellent quality.
Yeah. Should we keep doing it?
I don't know.
I mean, we have to. We haven't talked about the
chapter.
We haven't talked about the grand. Yes, we haven't talked about the lengthy grand final chapter, which everyone should love because it's got Misaka's name in it. But yeah, we also got super chat. Thank you, DN Gamer. Appreciate it. It's a me, Mario. Woohoo! Let's go.
Wow, that was cringe.
So we're gonna split that 33 cents.
I thought that was good. Was that not a good impression?
I just mean for a British guy, yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, so I need to be an Italian plumber.
No, you have to be an American pretending to be an Italian plumber.
Right.
Actually, Nintendo said he's
I'll take that as a good impression.
I think they tried to say he canonically is not a plumber anymore. I don't know what he does. I don't know how he brings in money anymore.
No, he just gold coins. He's
gold coins, bouncing his head on blocks. Brick.
Bro, people aren't rating my Mario impression. I don't know if the mic didn't transmit it properly or something, but I am renowned for my Mario impression. Like, anyone will tell you my Mario impression is banging.
Can you do the Mario?
Oh my god, I loved that so much as a kid. Like, I literally had the VHS of that as a kid.
I did
from side to side.
I did a high school. We had to make
Mario, let's go.
I took a video class in high school, and they wanted us to make a music video. So I just took that one because it just told you what to do for the dance.
What? Okay. You just stole it?
Yeah, I used that. And since the lyrics tell you how to do the dance, I was just like, yeah, easy. I don't have to choreograph anything.
Did you get a good grade?
Yeah, I aced it.
Of course.
I got in trouble though later because we did a sketch where we hit one of us with a car. but we slowed down and let them like jump on the hood of my car, and then in the editing we sped it up to look like I just hit him with my car, and the teacher got mad.
All right. Man, there were no video classes offered at my high school.
My high school had a Pizza Hut inside.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I think you remember saying
that is
you
the
went
most
to like a
American thing
really
I've
big
ever
high
heard.
school. That
They
is
also had a
very
Subway
American.
and a
Like-
Mexican food restaurant, and it had a
What?
rip-off Starbucks.
Like, just the concept of having fast food in like the cafeteria at school is like a foreign concept for like UK kids. I mean, you get it in like in a college or sixth form because we had like a fried chicken.
Yeah.
I'm sort of
sandwich
mad
place,
though,
but
because
the fact that you had like a whole like food hall in like
I mean, that's pretty
cafeteria,
rare
like, what is
for
that?
high schools.
I'm really mad though because after I left they added a frozen yogurt shop too.
Really making some healthy choices.
Yeah.
Like literally in my high school, the options were prison food or like a standard fucking like ham and cheese panini, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, actually, there was also they had on the second floor. There was sort of like this fancier restaurant that was for the culinary classes. But I think once a week you could actually go up there and get sort of like a 5-course or a 5-star meal.
What?
Shut up.
What?
Did you get? Are you upper class, Malcolm?
No, that was my public school.
Your public
Public
school. All right. Man.
You went to the billionaires' school.
No, it was middle class.
Oh yes, fine dining at my nice cafeteria.
It's pretty nice.
I'm going to talk posh for the rest of the video.
I'm pretty sure it's not normal for high schools, right? Surely yours was just an exception.
No, it was straight up. It's being standardized around where
It
I
is?
live. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I too went to boarding school.
The newer schools are all sort of adding them.
Dang.
Now then, chaps, shall we discuss A Certain Scientific Railgun chapter? Featuring that railgun girl. What's her name again?
Terestina.
You know what? There was a Pizza Hut inside Railgun. There was a Pizza Hut inside my school. Therefore, my school was basically part of Railgun canon.
Yes.
Your school is Academy City confirmed.
Yeah.
Is
I
anyone
went to
there
school in
named
Academy
Marco?
City, yeah. Named Mark?
Marco? Isn't
Marco.
that what they say in that episode of Railgun? Because they're following the dorm mistress, and then she said, like, she went in Pizza Hut. Her boyfriend must be Italian, and then they just started calling him Marco.
I knew a Marcos.
Hey, close enough. All right, maybe we should talk about the chapter.
Sorry, comment that makes me laugh. Bloody commoners.
Bloody commoners.
Yeah, so filthy plebs. Get out of my sight.
Enough
Enough posh Aeon. The Queen's English Aeon. We've got normal Aeon back. The rough and delinquent Aeon. Yeah, I'm being skull out. Alright,
Big Spider.
yeah, I'm a fucking chav in it from Big Spider. Come on, man. Right, okay. Chapter time.
Hey, chapter 4. How long are we?
Oh, wait, no, we got
Hour
a
and a half.
distraction. We got a distraction. The End Gamer for the super chat again. Thank you very much. Have you read any good fan-made mangas of Toaru? You mean like doujins? I mean,
Ignoring the pornographic ones, there's some good.
He went
There's some. They're mostly, vast majority of them are Makoto Toma sort of like shipping ones.
Yeah.
And those are those tend to be pretty good. I guess it's sort of weird because it's not an official work. It's a Diogen. Why did I say Diogen? A Dojin? I've been playing too much
You need some
Phasmophobia.
deodorant for reading Dojins.
There's what was I even talking? Oh yeah, the one that Himura made. That it's not an official manga. It's a
He's
Dojin.
not a fan.
I mean, yeah, he's a fan. He can be a fan.
No.
He probably plays Imaginary Fest.
He does, I think, yeah.
Most of them are. You can read. Can I say where?
Yeah, probably. It's
I
going
don't
on his
want
other channel.
I don't know what Aeon's rules are. I don't know if he ever wants to get sponsored
I'm deciding
by
for
Manga Dex or something. Or
This
not
video
Manga- Well,
is
I just said
sponsored by Hentai.
Manga Dex is usually where I read the non-pornographic Dojins. Ah!
Diogen. All right.
Diogen, because you're worth it.
I read one Kuroko one. It was very short. I don't remember anything about it, but I thought it was okay.
It had Kuroko in it.
Yes.
9 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay, I have a non-hentai fan-made manga of Toaru, and I think it's called like Hug, and it's got Misako Worst and Accelerator having like a wholesome interaction where they like share a bed, but they do not do it. It's wholesome. They just have a little bit of cuddle. They have a cuddle. That's it.
Yeah, that takes place in the sequel manga. That's on in hentai.
Yeah. No, it's not a hentai.
Version.
There's also level 5 games, which is like got all level 5s doing.
Oh yeah, I
stuff,
remember
which I
that
haven't read
one.
in a long time. Yeah, so
That
that's not a hentai one either. So those two, I'd say, are the ones I like. I haven't read like there's a lot of like fan-made Misako and Kuroko ones, which I have not read because I'm like don't really care that much about that. It's just like them being Yori, doing stuff, whatever. Not hentai stuff. But I'm talking about the non-hentai ones. But yeah, there you go.
You guys see what y'all can do with the power of a super chat? Donate $2 and you can have us talking about hentai. I mean, not hentai.
The power is in your hands. You can steer the conversation any way you like, as long as it's reasonable to some extent. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, wasn't there like a chapter? Because if we don't give this chapter a 10 out of 10 review, we're going to be cancelled on Twitter by the Misaka stands. So, what do you think about the chapter, which was the massive one, which was meant to be the entire volume?
Misaka Makoto and the Death of Class was the official name.
The Death of Class.
The Death of Class.
Yes.
It did feel
very,
oddly Marxist, apart from the
anarchistic.
fact they're wealthy kids.
Yeah.
Like how you went Marxism, I went anarchism.
Just like all the real Marxists or just like all the Marxists in real life.
Well, the
They're all
champagne
wealthy
socialist.
kids usually. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it did have like a anarcho-Marxist vibe to it in terms of Dealene's revolution, even though she's,
Yeah.
even though she should be like an imperialist, but she's just, I guess she's more of a Julius Caesar type figure, just taking over the masses so she can get what she wants.
Yeah. It was definitely the most interesting part of the chapter. It was just how you could kind of relate it to real life politics or social movements in a way.
Yeah. No, it also was really hit by the rushed nature of the book because it's something like that. It feels like you need a little bit more time to pace it. So, all the students aren't trying to hang a teacher in the first couple minutes
That was
of the revolution. It was like, what? And I feel like you could have done something a bit more political with it. Like, Makoto is such a respected and important figure within their realm of Tokyo Dai. It seems like you could have had like a whole revolutionary army on her side versus another side. But, there was a chemical.
The chemical, yeah. I don't know why the chemical was thrown in there.
Yeah.
Maybe
Although
it was just exaggerative. I will be back in 2 seconds.
No worries. But yeah, I mean, I guess the chemical was there so that it's more plausible how multiple people go into it, but I feel like that does contradict the passive acceptance thing of it. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, why didn't it affect Misaka? Like, why did it affect other characters if it just affected Misaka? Must have immunity to it.
Yeah, and then the other ones, they were only pretending to be mean to her, like Shogun was Click and Konga, yeah. So it's like, it's very much, I think, he had to add the chemical in for a bit of believability on why it happened so quickly, because he didn't have that expanded amount of time to actually write it out.
Yeah. I'll say another thing I liked about this chapter was, I mean, it might have been exaggerated a little bit, but I did kind of like the concept of the turf wars in the school garden, whatever it's called, because like it is shared by 5 different all-girl schools, and I can see why that would bring about some sort of like conflict amongst them.
Yeah,
so
it just
it was a cool little detail.
Yeah, it just seems really weird that they're like lawless zones. Like, you really don't have, like, if these are such problematic areas, you think Judgment would be patrolling those spots. Like, they would fall under city law.
I guess it's just because there's not blatant outlines of like where this school's property is versus another school's property.
I mean, I was curious because it said Makoto used them too. Like, she was a regular at those kinds of locations. So, like, what really takes place there that Makoto's actively going out to him?
But yes, surely someone like the landowners, whether it's the owners of the school or whoever owns that plot of land in the school garden, should have jurisdiction over who it's allocated to.
Yeah,
or whoever
it's kind of what
buy
I thought.
goes to the highest bidder. Like,
but
that's
surely
how normal landowning works, I imagine.
Surely the city has zoning. You just call up the city and they're like, all right, well, here's the property lines. Just, like, it's not that complicated.
Just build a shitty version of the Berlin Wall and just call it like a school garden wall, and then just separate the fucking school districts in the school garden. There you go. Problem solved. And then also have like espers willing to shoot like the Berlin Wall, and have like landmines as well in case anyone tries to cross over.
Yeah, there's so much like they introduced around the school garden that all felt like it only was being added specifically for this story to like try and make sense. But it didn't. It just didn't feel right.
Yep.
I gotta go let my dog out. I'll be right back.
No worries. Also, like, they assume that Canaria has been kidnapped, even though she's just gone missing. And they assume it has to occur.
Yeah, they definitely make a lot of assumptions. Why are they so confident in those assumptions? I don't really know why.
Yeah. Because the criminal could have just done a half-assed job and just done it where a lot of cameras are, like not in the, the blind spots, empty spaces, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Lost pieces, that's it.
One of my bigger complaints is that I don't like her name. You know, I had realized after the fact there was an interesting sort of like naming scheme going on with Canary and how she was like in the mines or whatever, because like, you know, how they would take canaries to the mines to sense like poison or whatever, or something like that. So that was kind of witty. But I hated her actual name, Canaria. That was her real name. And I didn't like it because it sounded a little too much like gonorrhea. I could not read that name without thinking that.
Yeah, you see, you're pronouncing it properly, and I'm pronouncing it like an idiot.
Oh, what were you saying? I thought you were just saying canary.
Canaria.
Oh, Canaria. Well, you know what? I should start saying that just because it sounds a little better.
Canaria. Yeah, because it should be car for Camijo. Yeah, Canaria. Yeah, that does sound a bit dodge. I mean, technically, like, Misaka calls it canary, so I guess you can pronounce it Canaria as well. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Japanese is weird.
Maybe, yeah. It is. And then the main. Okay, did you ever find out how to pronounce the other girl's name, the main antagonist?
Oh,
Rezanari? Is that her name? What is her name?
Rezanari.
Resinary?
Well, she's meant to be from like Eastern Europe, but her name sounds very French. So I asked
was thinking
Diddy,
it was French too.
Yeah, I asked Diddy because it's like Dialine as well. Like it didn't look Slavic. It didn't look Eastern European at all. It looked French. So I asked Diddy how to pronounce it, and he said Resinary Sadis Dialine in his smooth French accent, which I probably butchered. Sorry, Diddy, if you're listening.
Resinary? What's the most
Resinary.
American way I can say it? Resinary?
Resinary. Resinary. Sadis Dialine.
Making it sound Japanese.
Well,
Also,
kind of, yeah. I mean, it
kind of
works.
sounds like a British man trying to use a Japanese accent for an Eastern European name.
well, I guess if it's the Japanese, you'll call her Diarine rather than Dialine, because Japanese people can't say the L word.
Oh,
the L
yeah.
letter.
Good point.
Yeah, so it would be Diarine.
Oh, you're talking about the princess.
Diarine. Yeah, Diarine. Diarene. I don't know. Japanese spells Diarine. It must be Diarine.
Dialine.
Diarine.
It's tricky because that character can be either L or R. It's
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess there was a bit of like an animal sort of theme, I guess, because she was like what was it, like a horseback rider? What do they call them?
A equestrian.
Equestrian.
Something.
So European.
Of course. It's Latin.
Yeah, and I don't even remember I don't remember the little sister's name.
Oh, Sumebake.
Sumebake.
Yeah,
Sumebake. Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure. I like the powers. Like
Powers are interesting.
the sisters, yeah. Macro dying and micro dying. Like one of them could turn
that was
like,
really
their
interesting, actually.
blood cells into weird giant monster thingies, and then the other one can kill like microbes, which is pretty deadly. Like even Misaka's like kind of like afraid of her power.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it could be level 5, like in terms of the damage it could do, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think the problem, the way level 5 is, it would be also the diversity of the power and how you can make use of it. Because it was sort of her power. It didn't do like, it wasn't like applicable to a whole lot, I think.
Yeah.
It's very Kamachi sort of power. I can't really imagine anyone else writing something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I feel like Dialine's assistants as well, they had cool powers as well. I feel like their fights, this is something I didn't really touch upon in my video because of time restraints, but I feel like her servants fighting the different Railgun characters was probably one of the best parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool part.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of liked the Junko sort of Mikoto fight where they were staging the whole thing, but also it was intense to some degree as she made her way towards Mrs. Eastern Europe. I've given up on the name. You are defined. She's now defined by the region she is from.
I just don't know how did Shoko win against that Esper control the senses, because I was like confused by that. I don't know how she managed to beat her.
I don't remember.
I thought it was off screen or off writing. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But...
I thought she had just won like instantly and then moved on. That's what I thought happened.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's see. I wrote in my notes that this whole flying school garden thing, and they're just like basically like trying to overturn like the authorities. I just said that it's basically just Chaz. Do you guys remember Chaz?
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it was. But like the spoiled rich girl middle school version of it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Kamachi's sort of more recent stuff, whenever it comes to some of this, it almost feels like it's inspired by sort of current events that are going on.
Yeah, I mean, I find it I'm only in New Testament, so I'm not like where you guys are, but I do often like get the feeling that Kamachi is like trying to, call back to like certain like political arguments and social like situations.
I think he's probably a lot more political than we notice, just because since he's Japanese, his idea of what's important and isn't important, it may be a bit more resounding to a Japanese audience.
Yeah, I definitely want to make a video about politics of Toaru, since I feel like it's one of like the strongest parts in Old Testament as well.
I would agree that politics pretty underrated. I feel like that'd be quite a big video.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a lot of like foreign policy and diplomatic relationships in Old Testament, which I find really fascinating.
Yeah, for sure.
Between like Academy City and the churches and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean that's a big part of the draw of Toaru for me. Is a lot of the like the world building, the politics in relation to that.
Yeah, I do feel like we haven't got it as much recently, because Aleister starts to take a different role in New Testament. So I do kind of miss that, but at the same time, we're getting some like a lot of decent new stuff as well. So,
to be fair though, within GT, it's really only been a couple days in GT so far, a few days. So
yeah,
how many days
like for those political things in GT? It starts on Christmas Eve. Then we got Christmas Day for Volume 2. Was Handcuffs the same day or the day after?
Oh no, Handcuffs was Christmas Day.
Okay, Christmas Day. So 2 and 3 take place on the same day. So 2 days. Then Toma goes to the US the day after.
I'm not sure if it's the day after because he needs to rehab.
Yeah, but we got Heaven Canceller, so anything normal healing just doesn't apply. And he also sort of at the end of the book, cured himself. So like it probably may not have even been a week yet.
Not even a week.
GT6 is New Year's Eve, right?
Was it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
So yeah, it's been like 5 days. 5 or 6 days. Not even.
Jeez. I saw a tweet. I think his name is Raildex Postings on Twitter, and he said Toaru is the most well-documented 6 months in history.
Taking that Chris Chan quote. Most documented person.
Oh, that's a Chris Chan quote?
No, I mean people quote about Chris Chan saying he's the most
said
documented person in like history.
Yeah, probably. Doesn't one guy have like an ongoing like series about him? It's like dozens of videos or something.
Yeah, he put out a new part yesterday. What? He's on like part. I wonder what part. Check real quick. Gino Samuel. Part 65 yesterday.
65. What? Jeez.
Let's see. Yeah, and we're still a couple of years away from modern day on his.
Yeah, I've just looked back at GT6, and at the end of the volume, like the fireworks going off, so it must just hit like New Year's Day as soon as the volume ends. So there you go.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
GT6.
It's
So I guess-
exactly 1 week.
Wow. So then I guess GT7 is gonna watch it be called the New Year's Day arc.
Yeah. Kind of exciting, that, isn't it? Like, what will the new year bring?
Yeah.
I'm certainly excited. Like, GT7 comes out in September, I think. So I'm really hyped for that.
Heck yeah. Let me just catch up to the entire series. read all of OT, so I can be on the podcast.
Yeah, enjoy OT.
I'm
OT's.
pretty sure I made that same joke like last time.
Should only take like a week.
Yeah. I mean, there's this other guy on Twitter who has been reading it. He started at OT probably like a few months ago, and he's already about to pass me.
Oh, dang.
Like, I'm just, wow. I can't, I don't know how to read. I've been lying this entire time. I've been looking at the pictures, all like 10 of them, each volume, and then I just like make up the story in my head.
If I'm speed reading, I can usually finish a volume a day, but if I were like trying to like really absorb everything, it'd probably be 2 or 3 days a volume.
I could finish a volume in a day if that was literally the only thing I did that day. Because the fastest I ever read a volume was New Testament 9, and that took me 2 days.
Yeah, it's also the shortest one.
Yeah, that's one of the shortest ones. So it's like Baggage City would take me like, there's no way I could finish that in a day.
Yeah, New Testament 9 is pretty smooth read as well.
Yeah.
It does keep you hooked.
It does.
Certainly. Yeah. But yeah, back to the volume.
Yes.
What did you guys think about Misuka calling dealing cool?
That was the most confusing thing.
That was very confusing to me as well.
Yeah, because I don't know if I was the only one who found that really strange. Like, what about her was cool?
Yeah.
Like, okay, she's a princess. I suppose that's cool, but not what she did.
She just tried to commit a genocide against teachers.
Wow.
Really cool, Misuka.
Cool.
Wow, we haven't gone over our motivation yet, have we?
I don't think so.
The horse.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, her horse died.
Your horse died and you decided that everybody else in the world should die too? You're so cool.
So if I'm guessing she thinks it's cool because the concept, it's kind of a childish concept, but the concept of getting payback against a system because the system failed you in some very personal way is somehow cool and authority or anti-establishment in a way. Is
Makoto, would you consider Makoto like anti-establishment?
To an extent?
Yes.
Like,
is it
whenever it's very personal with the sisters, but beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, in the sisters arc, I'd say, yeah, she's pretty like anti-establishment if you're considering, all of the government-funded facilities to be a part of the establishment, which I guess I would say they are.
But then at the same time, she's roaming around with judgment.
Yeah. Although I guess that's like pseudo-establishment in a way.
Detached from the shady parts, I guess. She kind of ignores judgment protocols because of all the scenes where Kuroko tells Mikoto not to get herself involved. So in that regard, like, she doesn't have much respect for judgment protocols and the rules. Yeah. She doesn't have much respect for Academy City's laws, so I definitely say that, because she kind of just does things of her own will, like even like leaving Academy City to go to Russia in World War III and hijacking a jet to do that. Yeah. Like, she basically just does whatever she sees is the right thing to do. So yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, and maybe that's
really,
maybe that's why she thought she was cool.
Yeah, I guess Makoto, her motivations tend to be largely selfish, I think.
Very. Very, very, very. And I
don't say that. People think you're an anti.
Oh no, I'm acknowledging Makoto's flaws as a character that are there to make her a stronger character and not a Mary Sue? How dare I?
I mean, it's an interesting contrast to Toma, because that's a whole kind of arc for Toma and self-centeredness. If you're kind of comparing, I mean, I'm glad she's not the same as Toma. I wouldn't want her to be.
But yeah, dead horse is not cool.
Yeah, genociding teachers is also not very cool.
It's a very, very bad motivation to be calling it cool. Like,
all the...
I watched my father rule with an iron fist in our country, and how our citizens suffered, and I want to destroy the establishment. See, that one makes sense. But then it's like, my horse died. I like that horse. No one even killed it. It just, like, the teachers didn't kill it or anything. It just died.
What was exactly the reasoning? It's just because they didn't view her family didn't view the horse as being like genetically like talented enough or well built for racing.
I don't think it was a family. I think it was like academy, like the teachers.
Yeah, I think it was the club, the Equestria club.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay. Wow, that's pretty. Then why don't you just go out to the club?
Because it's an underlying issue. It's all teachers. You see, all teachers are part of the problem. And she wants to like use the school garden as a bargaining chip to cause change in Academy City, even though Aleister is probably just watching and is just thinking, "Who is this cringe lord? What the hell is she doing?" This underline.
Her power was cool, at least.
Yeah, even though like Misaka should have,
it didn't make sense.
Destroyed her in the first fight. Like just
that was the biggest flaw I had. Among all the flaws, like the whole idea that Makoto was like at a standstill and like losing to her, a girl with spear and rust, like you can't like hit the ground and send electrical waves everywhere. You've done it before. Yeah, exactly. Like, come on.
Just touch the ground, do like a mass area of effect, like electricity, just every direction. Lightning spears. I mean, she was fighting up close, so I guess she wouldn't have.
What was the reason she couldn't just rip the halberd out of her hand?
You see, that's what I was wondering.
Because apparently, like rust isn't like rusty metal doesn't really have much magnetism to it.
Yeah, but then it's weird because it's like Makoto would have definitely noticed the rust right away if she watched it turn to rust to the point where
that is true, and then she would have. Yeah, that is true. Then she would have been like, "Oh, that's rust," and then figured out how that way. Maybe that is a good point. Damn, this chapter, man.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just hard for Kamachi to write like a character that would challenge Mikoto that's on the science side.
I mean, I could see,
but it could have been a little better than that.
I could see the seeds for a bunch of stuff. I could see like the seeds for a bunch of the stuff, and it feels like every issue that I had could have been solved had he had more time to explain everything, except for the whole flying garden thing. That was
at least they all forgot about it.
Yeah, it was a dream.
Someone said 1v1 me and Russ, bro.
Classic.
That's brilliant. That was good.
That was good.
Also, like at the end, well, not the end of the volume, but the end of the chapter, she uses a railgun like point blank at her face. Like, why did she do that?
Gunhaw was there, and he jumped in front of it and caught it with his teeth. And
but she could have blown her face off. Like, why is she using railgun point blank? And because I think in like the text, it's not clear if she uses it or not. But then you see the illustration, and she clearly does. And it's like, wait, what?
And like, why didn't she use it in the first fight if she's willing to do this?
I thought she did try to use it in the first fight, but she messed up.
Was that
she dropped it or something?
She rusted the coin before.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, she rusted it. Okay.
But she uses like tokens from. What? It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, from like arcade.
Guess they're not plastic. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they
Probably
wouldn't
not.
be plastic if she uses them for a railgun, but like, it seems like they'd have something not quite rusting. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm tired of thinking about rust power.
Yeah. You know, I didn't
I don't-
realize literally like 2 minutes ago that you can see the comments on StreamYard from the stream. I've been
really?
switching
Bruh.
tabs this whole time.
Bro, no, you didn't. No.
No.
All right. What were you gonna say, Aleister? Aeon?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's me with this volume.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I remember. I don't understand how the rust thing makes her attack quicker. How's that possible?
I guess it makes the weapon lighter.
I guess, but it doesn't make her arms quicker or movement. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe her movement, I guess, to some extent, but Misaka has had like crazy reactions. Like, I don't know.
I mean, if you use rust to make the weapon lighter, because I'm pretty sure rust is lighter,
Yeah.
and then reset it so you have the quicker momentum along with the heavier object to create more force or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like Misaka's like fought a saint in New Testament, so
Yeah,
she's struggling
well,
with a
this was a
halberd girl.
princess.
Level
And
3.
princess beat Saint.
You got a good point.
Like, because there's no way that halberd girl moves faster than Brunhild. I'm sorry.
Clearly, you
And
didn't read the book.
And Misaka pretty much
Wasn't
kind of probably reacted to
the
Brunhild.
argument that Brunhild was like super nerfed because she's like half Valkyrie, half Saint, which messes things up. I haven't read that SS volume, so I don't know much about her, but it was something like she was like double nerfed or something.
You need to read Norse mythology. It goes
I
into
do.
Brunhild's backstory. It's
Is it
it's like a
long?
berserk backstory. Yeah. It's
Oh,
good. I recommend it.
cool. I'm like, yeah, after I finish New Testament, I'm gonna like read all of those like side stories that I just skipped,
Yeah.
which is
fair.
a lot, to be fair.
It's like half the
but-
series.
But yeah, I can't remember, but because Brunhild goes through like a cycle in terms of like the moon or something like this. It's like she switches between like a Valkyrie and a Saint, and I can't remember if I think she was in a Saint mode during that fight. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, pretty sure she was.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah. Anyone else want to discuss their final thoughts on the volume or chapter?
Let's see what my notes say. They say Shokuho's a good girl. That's true.
Yeah, Shoko was good.
She did some nice things. I guess my general thoughts were just that the setup was pretty absurd, but I liked a lot of the ideas that were thrown around. I liked the emphasis on how people can become so riled up over a cause, just as a result of, they kind of mentioned this a lot, but as a result of like pent up stress and psychological manipulation, because like they kept saying that because they're these super upper class, like spoiled rich girls, they have absolutely no idea how to like, release their stress, which was kind of interesting. I guess some of the ideas were pretty easy to like, consider in real life as well. You could relate them to real life in many ways. But overall, parts of this volume or this chapter in particular were just kind of like a chore to read, and it took me probably like 4 or 5 days to finish it.
I crammed the entire book in a day, and it was a pretty miserable experience. But sorry, let me drink. Yeah, I wasn't very satisfied with the book, or for the most part, most of the stories. I was fine with the first two because it didn't feel like they were trying to be anything like, they weren't trying to construct a very deep narrative with morals and any like all that really needed like time to be fleshed out and explored. But you know, two pieces of slice of life, like I don't really read Index for, or Toaru in general, for slice of life. As fun as it is to have, it's more fun whenever it's interspliced within like a more strongly written narrative, like Academy and City Invasion arc was. But yeah, I gave it the same review score as Aleister did. I gave it a 4 out of 10 overall.
Yeah, and I gave it a 5 out of 10 just because I did really enjoy the slice of life stuff, and I did like some of the ideas, but like, of every volume of Toaru that I've read, I'd say it's probably my least favorite, which I think is saying a lot about the series because I still gave it a 5 out of 10. So, I mean, there was still some enjoyment that I experienced in it for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think if it weren't like this special anniversary edition where I sort of like have a higher expectation for it, since it's supposed to be, you know, to celebrate Railgun, I feel like it does it a disservice to make it what it was.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could agree with that.
Both rated it a 4 out of 10, and yet disagreed on which chapter was the best.
Yeah.
I love democracy. I love the Republic. Anyway.
Star Wars reference. I'm changing my review to 3 out of 10.
Yeah, this chapter, this volume definitely had some good parts to it, but overall it was just, it had good ideas. That's the thing. It had some good ideas here and there, but overall it's written very sloppily, if that is a word. Sloppily.
Yeah. I think it is a word.
Sloppy woppy.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm sad we wasted the good ideas on this.
True. Does this mean Kamachi's done? Is Kamachi a fraud? Will Kamachi never write anything good again?
Absolutely.
It's done.
GT's so bad. Oh, GT's so mid.
He's past his prime.
Oh. Still, I'm happy. I'm like one of the few people who think GT6 is the best GT volume so far. So, GT6 squad, I love you. For those of you who exist,
gang.
Yeah. And I hope GT7 gets to the real meat. I'm hoping it will. I have a hint it will. If not, GT8.
Is the cover out for it yet?
No,
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Beginning of August, it will be out.
Gotcha.
I'll be making a video of it when it does.
Wait, beginning of August? Man, that's pretty soon.
Yeah, it'll be like around the 10th of August or something like that.
Gotcha.
Maybe
it's always
earlier.
on the 10th. Does he purposely release them on the 10th, or is that like just a publisher thing?
I assume it's a publisher thing.
Yeah, it's on the Dengeki Bunko's website. Usually it's on the 10th where the website gets updated, but that'll be like the 9th, depending where you are in the world, or it could be earlier. Like it's sometimes leaked earlier on like Amazon in the past as well, so it really depends. But we will see. Also, we have gotten to the part of the podcast where we will answer your questions because, like I said before, we love democracy here. We don't like dictatorships like Dealing. We want everyone to have their say, where we won't starve people from building some convoluted factory underground, which somehow no one noticed, which was going to starve the unlucky ones. How that happened, I don't know. So yeah, send your questions into the chat or on Twitter. Just make sure I see them. Also, if you want your question to be answered super quick, then you know what to do. Super chat. Be a legend. if you really want to, and support the boys.
Support the boys.
Yeah, the Toaru boys, Toaru squad, the only people around on this platform who discuss this novel on a regular basis.
Hey, I love all like 13 people in this community.
Hell yeah, we're a Toaru cult. We're just obsessive. Like, I mean, Toaru is technically based off a cult, if you're talking about Aleister anyway, so it doesn't surprise me that the Western fandom is pretty much a cult.
All according to Aleister's plans.
Indeed, that's why the first volume of Index was published on the day that Iwaz dictated the Book of the Law to Aleister in Egypt.
Which is your favorite magic names in the story so far?
Oh, you're doing that one?
Yeah. I
need to read out the guy's name first.
Necromancer. Question: which are your favorite magic names in the story so far?
Necromancer was a magic name. That would be my favorite magic name.
Well, obviously B666, and I also like Aqua's Felair 210, the one who stops the reason for tears or something like that. That's so deep. It's too deep for me, bro. I was like Motoharu's Falair 825, is it? Backstabbing blade. That's badass. But yeah, what about yours?
I like Kanzaki's. Is it Solvere 000?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, I was actually the same with Kanzaki.
I don't remember too many of the magic names though. Like I don't even remember Tsuchimigado's.
Actually, when I first read it, my mind instantly went to like names of magic abilities in the series.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Dude, I don't even think my favorite is Edzali's with that thing that he points at the sun that has like that extremely long name.
Mm-hmm.
The spear of
yes, that's my favorite one.
I like GT, so most people won't know, but Aradia's Rule of 3 magic. Rule of 3, or what was the other name for it? Triple reload.
Is that a Star Wars reference?
It's a writing reference. Stop being such a nerd.
Look who's talking.
I'm a weak.
It's impossible for me not to be a nerd. I mean, look at me. I'm literally a grown-ass man making videos about Index.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to embrace it.
Yeah, the Rule of 3 triple reload ability. I like the name for that series, that ability a lot.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah. About magic names specifically, though, like, I find it weird how Komachi's not really utilized magic names as much in the series.
Yeah.
It's gone on. Kind of like a Naruto thing where aspects of Naruto kind of got forgotten about as it progressed, I guess. But
yeah, I think I get the feeling it sort of was one of those things like when he first started the series, like, wow, magic names sound so cool if they had these Latin words and then 3 random numbers. And then as like you grew up as a writer, maybe he was just like, actually, that's sort of weird.
A little corny.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you'll need to give everyone a magic name as well, which, considering the amount of characters he has, probably thinks his time can be better spent elsewhere rather than say, oh, this guy's magic name is this guy's magic name is this, and so on and so on. I don't know. Well, the idea of them like is actually a Golden Dawn concept as well, because in the Golden Dawn, like the real version, they had like magic names, and I made a post on Twitter about that, which is interesting. Maybe I should make it into a video. The truth about Index magic names. And order the real world magic names. But yeah, we won't go into the chat because there's one on Twitter, which we haven't done, which I got sent early, which is from Maurizio. Since we are a few months out before GT7, I wanted to ask the crew a non-Raildex question. What are the other light novels you guys are reading right now or plan to read?
I have not read very many light novels. I've read Danganronpa Zero, and I really like Danganronpa Zero. And I would really like to read Classroom of the Elite, but that is not going to happen anytime soon.
Last one, the one I've read most recently was, I can't remember what the proper English title was. I have it on my Kindle. The book that I just started reading, because I watched the anime that was airing, and I liked it a bit. It was Trapped in a Dating Sim. The world of Otome games is tough for mobs.
Sounds like a 10 out of 10.
It's pretty decent, actually. The character writing was a lot better than most isekai harem. I don't know if it's really harem yet. Love triangle at the moment. At least from where I am.
I think I might have... Is that new or is it older?
The anime just came out, and I don't know when they started publishing the light novel, but it's fairly new.
Season 1 or Season 2?
Season 1.
Okay.
Just
I was
last
thinking
season.
of another one that was like really similar.
Similar tropes in isekai? Nah.
And as for me, I don't know. I'm not reading any at the moment. Don't have enough time. I want to reread Index, to be fair. But I wanted to finish Blood Sign. Well, I don't know if I have the time. Which is also by Komachi. But yeah, I mean light novels. It just needs to be something that grasps me the same as Index, and I'm not sure that really exists.
Light novels they're just like a lot bigger of a time investment, so it's harder for me to like justify just reading a light novel. Yeah,
I've seen a lot of people read Data Live on Twitter, and people often compare it to Index because got magic and shit. But I've seen the anime of Data Live, or at least the first season, and just the premise alone, like just compared to the premise of Index, it's just like night and day.
I read Data Live back. It used to be on Bakatsuki a long time ago. That's whenever I read it. I was getting uploaded at the same time early Inti was happening. I didn't like it at all. I did not like Data Live. It was too. I'm not into that kind of harem writing. That series does, where it's just boring. I mean, it seems like maybe he's gotten better later down the line in the books, but the MC was just really, really boring in it. And yet they were like, but he's gonna get a harem, and we're gonna write everything to happen specifically so he can grow his harem. And it's just
Yeah, it just feels a bit.
It's too on the nose with being a harem.
Yeah, just like you need to date these girls to save the world. It just feels like the world God only knows, but if it was like taken like too seriously.
The world God only knows is like my standard. Like I think that is the best harem series ever like written. I feel like that should be the standard for everything, because like it actually made use of the harem to a point where it wasn't just like cringe self-fulfillment. The main character had a personality that was interesting. The harem characters all sort of like played a role in exploring his personality. And then it's like it had an excuse to not have him constantly surrounded by women 24/7. That just makes him overbearing.
Is that what you'd say to people who say, "Oh, Data Live and the World God Only Knows are exactly the same plot in a sense"? Because protagonists have to,
World God Only Knows is like
to save the day.
I will, until somebody beats it. That to me, the World God Only Knows is like the best harem series.
See, I'd be interested to check it out because I usually don't like harem very much. It's like I'd say it's really the only genre that I struggle to like say I can enjoy. I liked Love Hina, and I think that was it. I liked Love Hina.
Love Hina guy just got elected to Japanese office.
Did he?
Yeah.
You don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it happened like last
week. The government.
What the heck? Man.
He made like a department for like preserving. Department for preserving Japanese art or something or manga.
I think I heard of that.
Preserving Japanese games, retro games, so they can't be lost.
Okay, I think I might have heard of that. I just didn't realize it was him.
Yeah.
The real world issues right there.
Yeah. Where's the American equivalent?
Okay, what question have we got next?
Wait, is that me? Oh, my dog's hitting my mic. Go away!
Okay, Green Gojira. Amazura come back when? What does this mean?
Amazura come back now.
Yeah, soon maybe. We don't know. Okay, Ben Misaka says, do you think Komachi will go back to the Exit app chapter in another novel? I doubt it.
I thought about that for whenever I read it. Like, that was the only way I could see myself liking this more down the line, is if he explored some of these things down the line that sort of more made this novel a prelude rather than a standalone thing, but I doubt he will.
I could see him referencing it in other volumes, like just as a sort of passing thing, but I can't see it like coming back in any substantial way.
Yeah, fair. J Heads asks, late but thoughts on the recent finished Railgun arc, the arc following Railgun T. So you're talking about Jailbreaker. Yeah, we kind of talked about this earlier.
Wait, following? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, but there's things that are not good about it.
I was more negative than positive on it.
Yeah.
So I would say it's not my least favorite arc. There are things about it that I really like. I actually really like Kimi. I haven't seen a lot of appreciation for Kimi's character, but I actually quite liked her. Yeah. I thought Jailbreaker easily had the best fights in the series.
Maybe in the series, like as a whole, or Railgun.
At least in Railgun. I don't know about Index. I still have a lot left to read before I would say something like that. Though I will say I do enjoy reading a fight in manga form a lot more than light novel form. But
True.
About Jailbreaker, I mean, my biggest problem with it is just the ending, but the ending does not ruin the entire arc for me. I actually quite like the arc as a whole. I would say I like it about as much as a whole. I like it about as much as Dream Ranker. Maybe I'd give the edge to Dream Ranker.
Yeah, I found it just went on too long, and then the Uiharu thing just sort of soured sort of my expectations for it.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that one.
I had fun whenever it was like the prison break aspect, but then it sort of went too far. It jumped the shark.
Gotcha.
Let's see what we have here. Piero Colombo. Who do you guys think is the next character in line to become relevant, like to be considered a constant option for a volume?
So like a fourth protag?
Or just like, I guess anybody who could show up and be a main character again. Like, who am I thinking of?
Like a Kamisato sort of character?
I was thinking more along the lines of Probably like Kazakiri, not Kazakiri.
Oh,
God, I can't even remember their names right now. Kanzaki in style, I guess, to a degree.
okay.
More so
makes sense.
Kanzaki than style. Character that I could see coming back out of nowhere. I guess Shokuho would also be one. Showed up for a bit in Railgun and then all of a sudden make your character in the main novels. And Birdway too.
I could definitely see Shokuho just simply because of her popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Her rising popularity in the last few years with Railgun T.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to answer this question because not caught up on GT.
I think I will say Kiharu Noken.
Is he not already sort of considered central at this point?
Okay, fine. Blah, 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 blah. Who else? Characters from like New Testament. I'm not sure.
Misuzu could come back.
Not as a constantly be relevant.
Or Makoto's dad.
Heaven Counselor. I'll go Heaven Counselor. He's going to be more relevant.
Someone said Tsuchi Mikado. I would love that. I'd love more Tsuchi Mikado.
I think he'll appear sporadically, but yeah. We'll answer 2 more questions. Emma Noel. Does Hamazura have drip? Yes. No. What?
Whoa.
Just his IF card? The one that came out recently?
Yeah, but he's not drip.
Wait, can I see it? Can I see a picture of this?
You're not seen Suit Hamazura?
I don't think so.
Right.
I mean,
this is
brown jacket he wears. That's not drip, but I don't know what you guys talking about.
This is disgrace. This is heresy. Blasphemy. Every me I can think of. Look at this drip. It's
Where are you posting
Discord.
it?
Discord. I'm sending you Cameron's tweet, the certified Hamazura stan.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's not fancy.
Get out, Malcolm.
I sleep. All right.
It's upper class.
I bet you can't wear a suit that well.
Fine, I'll.
What? Okay.
Prove that you can rock a suit as well as that. Like, look at his stance as well. He's got a power pose. Look at him.
That is, I agree. That's upper class drip. I'll give him that.
It's like his pose as well. Like
yeah.
he's literally left.
He's got confidence.
He left. Oh yeah, El Gato's out. See, this is dripless behavior right here.
Just like my hero Hamazura.
The El Gato no signal's gone. Yeah, it's dripless behavior now. Not acceptable. Okay. Holy Sword 345 asks, do you think there will be other Rosicrucian Order magician in future GT? Maybe. I mean,
I think it's potential, yeah.
Yeah, I think Christian Rosenkreutz may make an appearance, or Rosenkreutz, hope you say his name, if he gets revived. But yeah, I mean, depends how much of Anna's gang's actually left, because she's kind of ditched them for the Bridge Builders Cabal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe. I think so. I think there's a decent chance. But yeah, we still need to learn more about them, I think. I think they've not been explored as much as they need to be. If that makes sense. So yes, that is the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out my second channel, where I'll be uploading the VOD of the stream in due time. You'll be able to watch it back if that's what you want, if you've missed any part of it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure to follow Malcolm and Emerald on the Twitters and subscribe to their YouTubes as well. Very important. And of course, we will make another podcast at some point in the future. I don't know when, but it'll be another Sunday, because Sundays are not complete without Toaru podcast. It's like it's a necessity. Yeah. I just want to thank you guys for coming on as usual.
Sure, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And everybody, be sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, go to Aeon's second channel, Aeon of Osiris. Was it Osiris?
Yeah, Aeon of Osiris.
Aeon of Osiris. I see you, sin.m. You bugged out and reached the end. Well, this podcast is about to get deleted. So you have to go to the second channel and rewatch it on the upload there.
Exactly.
Yes.
Very well said. Couldn't have done it better myself. Anyway.
I'm impressed. Malcolm, when are you going to upload?
Patreon. Become a member today.
Patreon's a
help
thing.
support the channel. Maybe one day you'll get to help in the production of Aeon of Horus when he's 100,000 subs.
Yeah. I mean, you can vote for the next video, in next month's video. I literally got one guy just voting for whatever video he wants next. It's that simple. He's getting his own Kamijo powers and abilities video next week. And after that, he wants a Rensa video. So you can be part of that. You can vote against him if you want, or you can join in. And I've also got like a Discord Hangouts tier. I've also got a tier where you can commission me to voice act any passage from Index you want. Like, if you got a favorite scene from Index that you'd like me to read out, there you go. All on Patreon. Or if you simply like your name or username at the end of the video, the end of the non-live stream videos, I should say, it's right there as well. So check it out. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.